Phoenix, where do we have him?
Phoenix. So, I mean, so you do have to be a little careful because your angry zealot uh does have to worry about Hardened Will. That said, angry zealot is just gonna wave his arms and a lot of things are gonna and pretty much everything's gonna die.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
Like,
that the attack speed is still enough that it'll still go in pretty fast.
well, okay. Yes, things will still go down pretty fast, but keep in mind, P2 Caldalis does 126 damage, which is going to be reduced now by greater than 90%. It's like, he'll still kill stuff pretty fast, but his DPS against hybrid will be reduced by more than 90%.
and
It's a huge decrease.
at least until the rest of the wave is dead.
Yes, until he kills literally everything else, and then it's fine, because that's just how that works.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like you care if Kal-El dies because, well, it's Kal-El. Who cares if he dies? He just comes back and explodes everything again and again and again.
Pretty much.
Yeah, probably honestly like an A tier. His only problem is that defense might be a little tricky, but even that shouldn't be too difficult. Worst case scenario, you can like have a Warbringer for your defense on
Why not
the
just
front that's most exposed.
why not just have a couple cannons or some of the shell farm? I don't know.
Cannons can struggle to even have them all alive against the infested Marines, and if aberrations happen, they're just done. They do nothing.
Wait,
Uh,
you can let the game stretch onto aberrations as Phoenix? I don't think it's
uh,
good. Yeah,
you
I think Phoenix is gonna
can.
have a relatively easy
He
time
has
full
so
clearing.
much clearing power.
Yeah, so much
I
clearing
mean,
power.
yeah, but like, I mean, you shouldn't lock the ability to beat this mutation to only people who are themselves able to clear fast, because people who don't necessarily clear extremely fast should be able to beat the mutation too, because it's not that hard.
Oh, I don't know. In my opinion, I think anyone can easily full clear within 20 minutes if you have P2 Phoenix. Just
Yeah.
keep sending the champions. I don't know, 4 or 6 champions, what have you, over and over until everything's dead. I guess the only tricky part here is if you miss out an area where there could be buildings, like for example the south part near the fourth hybrid area, or the area between the second hybrid and the east enemy base where the nukes are built. If you're playing against Tehran, but other than that, I think it's pretty straightforward to clear the entire map as Phoenix. I don't know. Maybe that's the point of contention. But what do you think, Tutu?
So macro is very, very important because like I'm rewatching the fights. You lose like 80 supply of shells just like because of the explosions, and you have but I kept max supply because I had like 10,000 resources, but I have to keep macroing. But yeah, as long as you're on top of macro, I think it should be fine. For Caldalis, you could put him in a separate control group and just like right click the other enemies around, but I just use the whole group and just like before fighting the hybrid, I just right click all the individual dudes that don't get killed by the Phoenix suits, and then I go after hybrid. For defense, I use like 2 cannons plus the Robo and Stargate shell farm, and that was more than enough. I full cleared by 20 minutes, 10 seconds.
There it
So
is.
yeah, I think A is fine. Like I think he's A,
All
at
right,
least
there it
A.
is. All right, so that it was unanimous
I
after all. Without prestige, still A,
You less sacrificial because
less
the
sacrificial.
explosions matter if you're not P2.
So, all right, that makes sense.
Question: why were your shells there to get exploded anyways?
No, wait,
Uh,
exploded.
I think he meant.
You said that you were losing like 80% of your shells with every fight to the
No,
explosions.
because my champions die and they get replaced, and
Yeah.
they die and they get replaced. That
Ah,
happened.
you just lost that many champions. You're saying
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Well, also,
yeah. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Kalarian, Kalarian, the carry is 6 supply. Warbringer is also 6 supply, 12 supply right away. You lose 2 of that 24 supply, so it can kind of snowball, from there. But yeah, 80 is a lot though.
I wouldn't expect to have Kalarian. I would have just expected you would just use throw the gate champions at things, but I guess that's
I use all of them. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
6
Yeah.
Except when
six
they-
champions.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
there
Just for the
That's what
HP.
I'm a bit surprised by, but okay.
is there a
champions
merit
it
to,
is.
do you do the thing where you just activate, or you just wait for the hybrid to auto activate instead of pushing them? So if you full clear by 20 minutes and you don't actually actively push Janara, by 20 minutes after you full clear, the third set of hybrid hasn't spawned yet. That's that's what you should do, right? Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
activate the hybrid early because that'll just
I
waste
think-
valuable shells.
I think I activate it with the shells running towards the last area, and I just ignore. I just kept clearing because like I have time, so I don't have to rush and finish off the hybrid or kill the hybrid.
Well, you activate the hybrid, doesn't that, if I recall correctly, if you activate the hybrid early and let them run for a bit, it'll kind of pause the escort waves, and
Yes,
after some time they'll just keep sending wave. That's what I remember happening.
yes. Full clear is the top priority for me. So I like even if I accidentally trigger it, I'm gonna finish the clearing before I kill the hybrid.
Wait, so in your run where you full clear at 2010, that was with
Yes.
accidentally pushing the hybrid too far or pushing the fight too far?
I think so.
That's why I was somewhat surprised that it took you that long to full clear. With what?
So
Yeah.
yeah, I triggered the hybrid at 1930 because some shells were running by.
Oh wow.
Because I cleared the
Yikes.
middle, I cleared everything except the bottom right. So at 1930, I triggered the third set, and then I just killed the rest of the buildings, and then I went back.
Nice. And then
So Janara got pushed for like 30 seconds.
oh, okay, 30 seconds. And then was the rest of the map easy after that? Because they do
There's
send
nothing left. There was nothing left on the map.
the escorts can I
Everything's
guess-
dead.
Yeah, I
everything's
guess
dead.
everything's
So I
dead.
just
The most dangerous
went
part,
straight for the fourth.
the abs are dead, so they don't respawn anymore. All right, so without prestige, what do you actually go for? Do you still go 6 champions, or do you go for carriers?
You could do like similar thing, except like when it's time to fight the like finish off the hybrid, you send in one Caldalis and let him die or something like that. But you need separate hotkeys.
Yeah, it seems a little harder. It sounds
It's
almost like the amount of skill that Alarak needs to keep his army alive.
Definitely not A. Definitely not A.
Yeah, so he goes down to B without prestige.
I don't know if it's even more than that.
Really?
Mm.
It goes
I
down
mean,
to
if
C?
When we say without prestige, are we saying of P0, in which case, yeah, they're probably gonna have some troubles,
Yeah,
or
P0.
P1 and P3, because P1 and P3 can still do things.
If
No,
you
no,
have
P0.
you have P2.
P0. A lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
I know a lot of people
And
who.
then if you have P1, you have a very angry Dragoon suit
very
to
angry
vaporize everything
Dragoon.
that isn't a hero hybrid. So
Just be
that
careful to
helps a lot.
switch. Just be careful to switch out of it just before the hybrids explode.
No. You switch out of it before you even start shooting the hybrid. You just use it to vaporize everything that isn't a hybrid.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yes. No. Okay, but P0. I'm sorry. We have to give P08 here for the fact that you can put the hybrid in stasis and then let your army explode when it comes out of stasis in the middle of your army. Obviously.
So you're saying without
Yeah.
prestige, Phoenix is still A tier?
No,
Just because you can stasis?
I was memeing about the fact that you can literally blow your own army up with Phoenix.
All right. There it is. So
Yes.
Phoenix A tier with prestige, B or C tier.
Second prestige.
Yeah, with the second prestige, B or C tier without the second prestige. There it is. Yeah, let's move on.